Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back again to the channel. I hope you're doing well. As usual, back to let you know the latest concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria. This weekend, of course, we expect a lot of games to go down where we see some of our players make appearances and try to get the result for their club side. But there won't be any EPL game today because all of the games will come tomorrow, being Sunday. We have like 5 games to go down, and that's where we see some of the club side where our players play in. For example, Nottingham Forest have a very important game tomorrow, and they would need to win that game, a game against West Ham United, if they want to push through and try to vie for the Champions League position with the likes of Man City, Aston Villa, Chelsea, who are all ahead of them right now because they are currently in 7th position. They need to win this game against against West Ham, and then next weekend against Chelsea. That's going to be like a final because the winner takes it all in terms of qualifying for the Champions League. So that's basically what's going to happen. Of course, I know, and Tawo Awoniyi, thank God that he's really recovering well, but it's definitely going to be ruled out of this game. But I know, hopefully, going to make a return as well. And then not just that game, we also have Southampton versus Everton, 12 p.m. on Sunday. Paul Onuachu, Aribo, Ugochukwu, potential Super Eagles player. These guys might also make appearance, but they've already gone to relegation, so it's not a very important match as it seems. Fulham as well will go away to play Brentford City. That game comes up around 3 p.m. You will be on Kevin Bassey, definite starters for this Fulham side, and they are also, or they might also, get to start the match tomorrow. And then Leicester City play Ipswich the same time, 3 p.m. and Ndidi, as usual, will be expected to make some appearances for this game. Talking about Wilfred Ndidi, it's been, a really crazy season for him, and they've not really done well, this season, and for that reason, they are going back to relegation. Leicester City actually have a clause on Wilfred Ndidi that makes him available for £9 million if the team, goes to relegation. So it's very likely that Leicester City are even more interested in selling Ndidi, even if he wants to stay at the club. So it's very possible that they would want to cash in on Wilfred Ndidi and use the money to maybe invest in some other young stars as well who will want to come to the club and try to give their 100% to bring the club back to Premiership. So we'll see at the summer what decisions both parties decide to take. And then also talking about Wilfred Ndidi, he came out recently to talk about what it means for him to represent the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and also the fact that there's more preference going around the team and the players right now, that they need to prioritize qualifying for the World Cup. So in his own words, Ndidi said, when referring to what it means to come represent the Super Eagles, he said, once you're caught up, it's a goosebump kind of feeling. And the games, when the national team is going on, it's one thing where your family back home are really, really proud. So I think it's an amazing feeling. And then on which is more important in terms of the AFCON coming up this December, or the qualifiers coming up in September, and they added, but we are not thinking about AFCON right now. We are focusing on trying to qualify for the World Cup, which is the most important of the moment, and then we look forward to the AFCON. And obviously, for me, I think that's reasonable because we know that the World Cup is definitely something that has to be prioritized. It's the biggest football competition in the world for national teams. It makes sense, why they are prioritizing qualifying for the World Cup, especially when you consider the fact that the team kind of messed up from the start of the competition, where they were supposed to win easy games but ended up drawing and losing some of these games. So right now they are in an extreme pressure to try to pick up the remaining points and see hopefully if their rivals are going to drop points as well, so they can ascend to the top of that qualification group. but it's still long days ahead. But I think one of the most important things is that they the players set their minds to qualifying. They set their minds early on and then start to think about it and have it in their mind, so when they come to the camp to prepare for the game in September, it will already have been ingrained in them how important this game is. So I think that's going to increase the passion and the willingness to want to win these games in the World Cup qualifying series. But let's move away from that, guys, and let's talk about Umar Sadiq, who's currently on loan from Real Sociedad to Valencia. Of course, if you follow the channel, we talked about Umar Sadiq a few times and how he did impressively well with his club, with his on loan club Sevilla. In fact, his performance in Sevilla was the reason why he was actually included in Coach Eric Shell's last list. But the disappointing news coming out right now is that Sevilla will not be signing Umar Sadiq on a permanent basis, because even though he's performed, or even though they love him at the club and the fans that appreciate him, the club's board feel right now that his fee, or the asking price from Real Sociedad, is actually too expensive. Real Sociedad are holding out for a 9 million euros fee to permanent the deal, and Sevilla are saying no, we don't have that kind of money for Umar Sadiq. So it's going to probably be disappointing for Umar Sadiq, because I'm sure he wanted to make that move away from Real Sociedad, which is where he wasn't getting the minutes. But as I said, transfer season is coming close, and then Umar Sadiq and some of all of the other Nigerian players who are kind of not stable in their clubs, the likes of Chukwueze and Ndidi as well, Paul Onuachu Aribo, among other players as well. So these players are expected to make some really big switches. So to wrap up this video, let me let you know of a very good news coming out right now from the Italian Serie A, and it involves the likes of our very own talented Lookman Ademola being mentioned as one of the players in the team of the season for 2024-25 season Serie A. For me, this is definitely a well-deserved recognition, from the league, especially when you consider what Ademola Lookman has done this season. He scored 20 goals in all competition, and then contributed, a couple of assists. I think up to 7 assists, this season in 38 matches. So definitely an award that is truly deserved. Congrats to the man, and we wish him all the best for the future.